Et benedictio Dei omnipotentis, Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti descendat super vos et maniat semper.
What if the new leader of the Catholic Church, Pope Leo XIV, is about to make a move that could shake the Vatican to its core? A move that might see powerful cardinals, princes of the Church, lose their influence or even their titles? Smash that like button if you're ready to uncover the mystery of who Pope Leo XIV might remove and why. Today, we're diving into a story of faith, power, and whispers in the halls of the Vatican. Comment below, where are you watching from? Let's see how global this journey gets. On May 8, 2025, the world met Pope Leo XIV, the former Cardinal Robert Prevost, a missionary from Peru turned Vatican insider. His election was a beacon of hope for the Church's 1.4 billion faithful, from Brazil's vibrant Catholic communities to the quiet pews of rural Ireland. But beneath the cheers, a question burns: could this Pope, known for his humility and bold vision, be preparing to reshape the Church's leadership? Cardinals hold immense sway. Advising the Pope, shaping doctrine, even choosing his successor. Removing one isn't just a power play, it's a seismic shift. So, who might be in the crosshairs, and why? Let's start with the stakes. First, let's meet our new Pope. Born in Chicago, Robert Prevost spent decades as a missionary in Peru, serving the poor before rising to lead the dicastery for bishops. He's no stranger to tough calls. His job was to appoint bishops worldwide, balancing tradition with progress. His first address as Pope called for a missionary church that fights for justice and embraces the modern world, even tackling AI's ethical dilemmas. But here's the hook: a Pope this focused on unity might not tolerate division. And some cardinals, whispers suggest, could be standing in his way. So, who's at risk? Let's start with a name that's been circling in Catholic forums and even on X: Cardinal Gerhard Mueller. The German cardinal, former head of the dicastery for the doctrine of the faith, is a towering figure. Known for his staunch defense of traditional doctrine, Mueller openly criticized Pope Francis' reforms, from welcoming divorced Catholics to softening stances on social issues. Posts on X call Mueller a thorn in the side of progressives. Could Pope Leo XIV, a Francis protégé, see Mueller's influence as a roadblock? The answer lies in their history. Mueller's tenure under Francis wasn't smooth. In 2017, Francis declined to renew Mueller's term, a rare move that shocked Vatican watchers. Mueller didn't go quietly, giving interviews that questioned Francis' approach. Pope Leo XIV, who worked closely with Francis, might view Mueller's outspokenness as divisive. But here's the cliffhanger: removing a cardinal like Mueller isn't just about silencing a critic, it could spark a revolt among traditionalists. Now, let's pivot to another name: Cardinal Raymond Burke. The American cardinal is a darling of conservative Catholics, known for his love of ornate liturgy and rigid adherence to doctrine. Burke's clashes with Francis were legendary. He co-signed a 2016 letter challenging Francis' teachings on family life, a move some called rebellion. Ex-users like speculate Burke's influence could wane under Leo XIV, who leans toward pastoral outreach over legalism. But there's a catch: Burke's global following means sidelining him could alienate millions. Is Leo XIV bold enough to take that chance? Here's where it gets personal. Pope Leo XIV's vision is rooted in the global South where faith fuels daily life. Cardinals who prioritize Western debates over global issues might not align with his mission. Burke, for instance, focuses on doctrinal purity, while Leo champions the poor and marginalized. This tension, tradition versus outreach, could decide who stays and who goes. But there's another name we need to consider: and it's one that'll make your jaw drop. Before we reveal it, let's pause to reflect. The Catholic Church isn't just a faith, it's a 2,000-year-old institution navigating a world of change. Pope Leo XIV, at 67, has the energy to lead, but every move he makes is watched. Removing a cardinal isn't just a headline, it's a statement. Comment below, which cardinal do you think is most at risk, and why? Your answers fuel this conversation. Let's dive into the next name that's got Vatican insiders buzzing, Cardinal Angelo Scola. The Italian cardinal, once a front-runner for the papacy in 2013, is a heavyweight in Catholic theology. His writings on family and tradition resonate with millions, but here's the twist: Scola's influence has waned since Pope Francis' era, and some say Pope Leo XIV might see him as a relic of a bygone church. Smash that like button if you're shocked an Italian cardinal could be on the chopping block. We're peeling back the layers of this mystery, so stick with me. Scola, now in his mid-80s, no longer votes in conclaves, but his voice still carries weight. He's a bridge between Europe's old guard and the Church's global future, with ties to powerful Italian dioceses like Milan. Yet, his focus on European issues, think declining church attendance, clashes with Leo XIV's heart for the global south. Could Scola's influence be quietly sidelined to make way for a new vision? The stakes are higher than you think. Here's why it matters. Scola represents a church rooted in intellectual tradition, while Pope Leo XIV, shaped by his missionary days in Peru, wants a church that's out in the streets, serving the poor. Posts hint that Leo might elevate cardinals from Africa or Asia instead of leaning on figures like Scola. But there's a catch: diminishing Scola's role could upset Italy's Catholic elite, a powerhouse in Vatican politics. Would Leo XIV dare to rock that boat? Let's explore. Now, let's shift gears to a wild card, Cardinal Robert Sarah. The Guinean cardinal is a hero to traditionalists worldwide, known for his stirring calls to preserve the Church's sacred liturgy. His book, The Power of Silence, is a rallying cry for those who feel the Church is drifting. But Sarah's outspokenness has put him at odds with Pope Francis' reforms, especially on issues like interfaith dialogue. Comment below, do you think Sarah's vision aligns with Leo XIV's? Your thoughts light up this conversation. Sarah's story is electrifying. Born in a remote Guinean village, he rose to become a Vatican heavyweight, leading the dicastery for divine worship. His clashes with Francis were public. Think of his 2019 push for traditional worship, which some saw as a rebuke to Francis' openness. Pope Leo XIV, who champions unity, might view Sarah's rigid stance as a hurdle. But here's the cliffhanger: Sarah's massive following in Africa, where Catholicism is booming, makes him untouchable. Or does it? This is where things get intense. Imagine this: Pope Leo XIV, at a crossroads, weighing whether to sideline a cardinal who speaks for millions in the global south. Sarah's influence stretches far and wide, but his traditionalism might not gel with Leo's call for a missionary church that embraces modern challenges. If Leo moves against Sarah, he risks alienating Africa's 250 million Catholics. If he doesn't, he might signal weakness to reformers. It's a high-stakes gamble, and we're not done yet. Let's talk about why Pope Leo XIV might act at all. The Church is at a turning point, 1.4 billion faithful, but fractures are showing. Traditionalists want to hold the line, reformers want to open the doors. Cardinals who don't share his vision, whether it's Mueller's doctrine, Burke's liturgy, Scola's Eurocentrism, or Sarah's traditionalism, could slow him down. Now, here's a curveball: what if Leo XIV isn't planning to remove anyone, but to redefine their roles? Instead of dramatic laicizations, he could appoint new cardinals, say, from Kenya or the Philippines, to shift the balance. This isn't just about power, it's about legacy. Leo's first Mass as Pope, on May 9, 2025, spoke of a church that walks with the poor. Cardinals who prioritize debates over doctrine might find themselves on the sidelines, not because of scandal, but because of vision. Let's zoom out. The Catholic Church isn't just St. Peter's Square, it's a global family, from Mexico's Guadalupe pilgrims to India's growing parishes. Pope Leo XIV's choices will echo across continents. Sidelining a cardinal like Sarah could rally reformers but spark backlash. Ignoring Scola might streamline Leo's agenda but alienate Italy. Every move is a tightrope walk. As we close, picture Pope Leo XIV standing on the papal balcony, gazing over a world watching his every step. The cardinals we've named, Mueller, Burke, Scola, Sarah, represent not just men, but ideas. Tradition or progress, Europe or the global South, doctrine or dialogue. Leo's next move could reshape the Church for decades. But there's one final question: is there a hidden figure, a cardinal we haven't named, who holds the key to this drama? Stay tuned, because the truth is closer than you think.